I feel good today, especially when I have a couple of lovely ladies in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, okay. We have, number one, the Assistant Curator of the USS LST, Jennifer Walsh. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, everybody, she's the one on my left because we're going to see this. We're video recording this with Oscar Osbo. He's in the studio here this morning. So you're going to see this interview on our Facebook page, Real Gold Radio Facebook page, in a day or so. It takes time to put it all together. Now, number two, we have Jennifer's mom, Karen Merchant Streeting, right?
Good morning.
Yeah, and of course, your dad was a real legend in West Michigan, actually out east, Syracuse, New York. Bill Merchant, the late Bill Merchant, correct?
Yeah.
So we're going to be reminiscing about a real legend. He was on TV 13 as Bozo.
He was the original Bozo.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to be talking with Bill's daughter in just a moment. But so let's get back to Bill's granddaughter.
Yep, granddaughter.
You remember your grandfather?
Oh, I do. Yes.
Yeah, he was a kind man, a great man, a very funny man when he got all dressed up as Granny Groove. Was that what it was?
That's correct.
And I remember him on the air. He was just hilarious. That was, the 60s, I guess. I was very young, 8, 9 years old. But, right? What's Oscar's laughing about that. I was 8, 9 years old. Was I ever 8, 9 years old? I don't. But anyway, getting back to the USS LST. What a vessel. And you're the Assistant Curator, so you know all about it.
Oh, quite a bit.
Yes.
I worked there a couple of years.
Yeah.
Helping out.
Sure. And it was constructed, the keel was laid, 1942?
1942.
Yeah, and it carried a lot of troops over the years. It had actually a different life every few years, didn't it?
It started out sending, we had 28 tanks that could fit on the main deck.
Is that
the tank
right?
deck, yep.
Wow.
They'd also shipped over train cars to France.
Okay.
And of course, it also served in Sicily, Italy, and on Omaha Beach in Normandy.
Wow. Now, how did it come to be docked in Muskegon, Michigan at the Mart dock, where it's at right now? It's open for tours. Just went through another paint job. We'll talk about that in a moment. How did it happen to get into Muskegon?
Well, after the war, in 1947, the Mart dock people bought the ship and brought it back here to Muskegon. And then it was Highway 16, the car ferry.
Really?
For the vehicles from Detroit.
Do the engines run?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
We try to keep it oiled and ready to go, but
Right. So something is really big time is happening this Saturday. What is it? D-Day plus 71? Is that what it's called?
That's correct. 71 years after D-Day.
Ah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're having a big event. It will be. We have reenactors that will be there. We have a tent for activities for children. The ship itself is free for tours.
Yeah.
We have free food. And also the hooligans will be flying over.
Oh, man. So that's all happening Saturday. What time does it start?
About 11:30.
Okay.
And then it will run until 10 o'clock. The ship will also be showing a movie.
All right.
On top deck. So.
Wow. So how much does it cost to go through the tours or donation? It's the donation is what it is.
Well, we do have ticket sales. It's $8 for adults, $5 for children.
Okay.
World War II veterans are free.
So there's going to be a World War II reenactment, static military displays, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard recruiters. Yeah, you want to join the Coast Guard? There's your chance, folks. A military flea market, is that right?
Possibly. We're trying to get more people involved with that.
Can I go buy a hand grenade or something?
Yes, you can, actually, in our gift shop. Really?
It's not a real one.
It's not live.
Oh,
but
darn. I thought, hey, we're going to have a heck of a 4th of July with that, you know. So police, fire, and EMT displays, silent auction raffles, and this is all going to benefit what? The restoration or?
And also, it's with the Rolling Thunder group.
Oh, yeah. That costs money.
Yeah.
To fly those guys, right?
Well, the Rolling Thunder they're doing their bike.
Oh, I see. The Rolling
motorcycle-
Thunder.
Yes,
Duh.
the motorcycle.
Yeah. But you do have warbirds fly over, right?
Yeah, that's the Hooligan.
That's what I was thinking
Yep.
about. Okay. Well, that's that's going to be great. All happening at the Mart dock this Saturday. And starting time, 11 till 10 p.m., correct?
Correct, yeah.
All right. Now, let's talk about the paint job.
Oh.
I live in Norton Shore, so I go by there every day, and I've noticed, what's this gray color that they're coloring, that they're painting this vessel? That's the original color, isn't it?
Yep, those are the original colors. It's the gray with the red on the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Is it all complete now?
As today, at the afternoon, it should be all completed.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
We've had a great week for paint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sunshine, fairly dry.
And not a lot of wind, so it's
Yes.
been very, very cooperative for us.
Okay. Now, is it open all year long or just spring, summer, fall? Is that?
We open up in May and run through Labor Day and then weekends through September.
I see. Okay. Man, I bet you have a lot of folks, don't you? Do you
Yes.
keep count?
We do have a sheet that you can write your
Sure.
name and how many
Sure.
are in your parties.
Yeah. I bet you're going to have a record. Now, how long has it been there for displays? What, 5 years?
We've opened, this will be our 10th year.
Okay, 10th year. Duh. All right. And is it growing every year, the list, do you think? Or?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
get people from all over the country. And
That's wonderful. Okay. So, have you been painting? Did you do painting on this too?
oh, yes, I did.
Yeah. Now, this is all volunteers. You had a lot of people volunteering.
Pretty much volunteers. The hall itself we hired someone. But we
oh.
had wonderful donations this year for the paint and for the crew. So
Okay. So I'll tell you what, I think we've covered that, haven't we? Anything you want to add?
anytime you'd like to volunteer, we would really appreciate it.
You need more volunteers.
Yes, we
Phone
could.
number, website, whatever.
Yeah, our phone number is on our website is www.lst393.org.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks for stopping in.
Thank
Now, we're going to take a little break. Can you stick around, you two ladies?
Yes, we can.
Okay, we're going to be talking next about a real legend in radio and television, the late Bill Merchant. And who would know better to talk about Bill Merchant than his daughter? Yeah, Karen Merchant Streeting will be with us next. So stand by. I know, I'm kind of like Easter. Ham. See? Hi, ladies.
Hi.
We're back. Okay. We're going to be talking with Karen Merchant here in just a moment. Getting back to Jennifer Walsh about the USS LST and the movies. Now, if people want to come out and see the movies, what do they bring?
Well,
A recliner or something?
you can bring your lounge chair. No, you bring chairs. We do have sodas and candy and popcorn that you can purchase.
Wow, that's nice.
The movies are free.
Yeah.
And we just accept any donations.
And donate generously.
Please.
Why not? Now, what are some of the movies? I didn't ask you about that.
Let's see. We have Private Ryan. It will be airing Saturday night.
Is that right?
Yep. And then I know one of them is The Incredibles. And in August, it'll be The Rocketeer. And so we have a whole list on our website.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The website. So if they Google USS LST, it just opens it up,
That's
doesn't
right.
it?
Yep.
Okay. I think we've covered that now, haven't we?
Yes.
Okay. We wanted to make sure we got that up. So getting back to our next guest, we have Karen Merchant Streeting. And we're going to be talking about her dad, the late Bill Merchant, who passed away November 30th, 1992. Where did he pass away at? What town?
He was in Syracuse, and he had spent the last 25 years in the Syracuse market.
I bet they all knew him real
They
well.
sure did.
Yeah.
They mostly knew him as Granny Groove.
Yeah, he used to, he dressed up as an old lady, and he was no lady, though, was he?
No, he wasn't. She was a pretty dirty old lady.
Is that right? Well, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that, you know. But radio personality Bill Merchant's voice woke up thousands of central New York residents over the years. It was a voice that was as recognizable as it was warm. He could twist his voice to bring life to the wacky characters he created. Endearing characters such as Granny Groove. And he played that part even back in the 60s, I believe, on WTRU.
Yes, he did. And in LAV.
Oh, yeah, LAV out of Grand Rapids. Sure, but he was a character, a wonderful person. I think I met him. I was very young back then, but I remember Bill Murch. 10th of a ton of fat and fun, as he was known.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, okay. So tell us more about the life of Bill.
Okay, he was from Grand Haven originally.
Oh, okay.
And he was in the Air Force in Alaska.
Okay.
And he and my mother were married there. They moved to California because his brother, his older brother, was an instructor at the Don Martin School of Broadcasting.
Sure. Yeah.
He got his engineering and broadcasting degree from that school.
Sure.
And also graduated with Dick Clark.
Oh, really? Now, what year was that?
That was 1950.
Okay, I was going to say it had to be in the early 50s.
Yeah,
okay.
and I was born there. And after he graduated, he came back to Muskegon, or my parents came back to Muskegon. And he started at WKBZ.
Oh, yes. I was there, done that. That must have been 55, 54, somewhere in there.
That was 50.
Oh, I see.
1950.
Okay.
From there, he went to WTRU.
Oh, yeah.
And was there until the sister station in Grand Rapids snapped him up. So.
WGRD.
Correct.
Yes, we have a posting of that on our wall, and that's where our late John Allen worked.
Right,
for,
the house on the hill.
Yeah. Oh man, those were fun radio days.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
But he worked at WTRU with there was Ray Hosier.
Right, that's who I was.
Yeah, we were off the air, and you were trying to think, who was that other guy? Well, it was Ray Hosier, And there was Bill Trapp, Don Anderson. There was Skip Knight. I remember Skip Knight very well. They were all characters.
Yes, they were.
Playing rock and roll on the radio, on an AM radio station. There really wasn't an FM station at the time. And they had a good time. You could just tell by listening to them.
They did the dances at the Armory.
Oh, yeah. And then at Grand Haven Roller Rink?
Right, at the roller rink and at the Eagles, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So then he moved out east. What year was
1969.
that? 1969. Okay.
He left Grand Rapids and moved to Syracuse and was on WFBL for many years in the morning. He always did the morning show.
Yeah.
And he had a partner, Ted Downs, and the two of them had a really successful show.
Run, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So he would, for the past 20 years, his voice would go out over the fairgrounds on the public address system, giving updates on the fair schedules. He also was the host of Fair's Miller Court. What's that? You remember?
The Miller Court was the grandstand. So he announced all the acts that were featured there.
Okay.
And he was the voice of the New York State Fair.
Yeah, but he dressed up as an old lady, Granny Groove. And what did he do? Did he go to different nightclubs?
He did personal appearances for different events.
Did he have a few drinks while he was doing this?
Oh, yeah.
I bet, yeah. I do remember that about a lot of those radio folks, There was, but they had a great time.
Yes,
Did he get on stage and do a bit or something? Or?
Yeah, somewhat. But he was mostly Granny and
tell dirty, nasty jokes.
Yeah, and interacted with the audience and his fans. So.
Yeah, he was on the radio at the same time.
Right.
And let's talk about TV 13 and Bozo.
Okay.
Let's go back into the 60s here.
Okay, 1966 he was the first Bozo. I think he went out east to Bozo school. Yes,
reminds
there was
me of my
Bozo
high school days,
And learned how to be Bozo. And
there's, there's Santa Claus schools, there's clown schools,
right.
bozo schools, and you had to do it right.
Yep, and it was an elite group. There were not that many bozos, so. And then he and let's see.
Yeah.
DeHaan, I can't think. Gary DeHaan was the ringmaster, and Johnny Mack was Wonder Mother, and they were two characters that were somewhat added to their roster, which really made the show
they would
very
freshen things up
Yes,
with a different
they did.
character every once in a while. I bet he just had a ball.
They did. They really enjoyed that.
And
he was on WLAV at the same time as a DJ as well.
So he was on TV 13 as Bozo. He was the original Bozo.
Yes, he was. And then Dick Richards. After Dad left became
well, they don't do that anymore, do they? Yeah. I remember Buck Berry on TV8. Remember that dude?
Oh, yes.
He would crack himself up. I couldn't believe the BMO potato chips, on TV8, and it was Buck Berry, and the kids, would look at him as he was laughing, and I could tell, what is he laughing about? He would crack himself up. He was so relaxed on television. He'd give away a lot of prizes to the kids. Those were great, fun TV days.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Okay. So, folks, I think we've covered. Anything you want to add about your dad? Where's he buried?
He is buried on the Onondaga Indian Reservation. In upstate New York, and next to the Longhouse, which is a badge of honor, especially for someone who's not Indian. And so he championed the Indian causes late in his career, and they really appreciated that.
Now, how old was he when he passed?
He was 62.
Oh, boy, kind of young. What happened?
He was very young. He had pulmonary fibrosis, which is a lung disease, and I attribute it to the fact that he spent so much time in small studio booths smoking a lot and sticking tack board or using the asbestos walls as tack board.
Well, I could picture him dressed up as Granny Groove, having a few drinks and smoking cigarettes and telling nasty jokes.
Yes, she did.
That was the character of Bill Merchant. She was no lady, Granny Groove. What a nice memory. What a nice man.
Yes, he was.
Okay. Well, I just want to thank you two for coming in here today.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's just so nice to remember Bill Merchant, and our part-time general manager and the part owner of this radio station, John Allen, passed away about a month and 2 weeks ago. And we're going to remember that guy for a long, long time. He built this radio station. He was a dear friend of mine for many, many years. And, none of us are over his death yet. And it's going to take a long time to kind of get back to normal. But as I said, he built this entire radio station from the ground up. He'd been in radio for a long time with the big companies, corporate radio, which he didn't think much of, and I don't either. So it was always his dream to have a local radio station in this area where we could get back to local radio. And that was his dream, and he realized it for just about a year. And he passed away at, he was 62, I believe, Oscar? Yeah, 62. Or 63 or 4. Age doesn't matter unless you're talking about booze or wine or something. John would laugh at that, I'm sure. Well, thanks for being here, ladies.
Well, thank you.
It's been a real pleasure. We've been talking with the curator, the assistant curator of the USS LST 393, Jennifer Walsh, and her mom, Karen Merchant Streeting, and a lot of memories and, of course, a lot of good things about the USS LST and their big doings happening this Saturday. So thank you once again, ladies.
Thank you.
It's been fun, and we have it all on video, and it's going to be posted to our webpage, the Real Gold Radio webpage, in a day or two. So you'll be able to see these ladies And they brought in a scrapbook. I think that's what you call it,
Yes.
right? A scrapbook of Bill Merchant's life, and we've taken photos of that, and it will all be on the web page or the Facebook page. Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank
Yep.
you.
All right.